I want to go back to bed, chat. I want to go back to bed. Nah, it's time I got my butt up anyway. Welcome everybody to the Nintendo Direct. Let me go ahead and just pull the thing up. I think it should already be fit. There we go. I'm actually gonna minimize this so that you're not flashbanged staring at this white screen the whole time. It is the morning. Your eyes are probably not adjusted. All I ask is nothing Mario or Zelda. I may be in the minority here, but I'm Nintendo first partied out. Wow, that's crazy. Because I think the Nintendo first party guys are like strictly asking for Mario and Zelda. I'm pretty sure like that's like the number one thing. In terms of like Nintendo first party, really the only thing that I like desperately want to see like is probably a new Smash, because I don't think I kind of just don't care if there's not a new Smash. Like if there's no new Smash, then like Switch 2 probably doesn't become like a daily purchase, or not daily, day one purchase for me if there is no Smash. So new Smash is like one thing they could actually do to like put me into hype mode. If not a new Smash, then am I weird for not really wanting a new Smash after Ultimate? No, because I do feel like Ultimate is what it is. It is the ultimate Smash game in a lot of ways. So what I would want ideally is like a remaster, I guess you could call it, of Ultimate, where it would basically be like them porting it over to Switch 2, but hey, we're going to do like 2 or 3 more season passes, and we're going to make more content for the game, and we're going to fix the netcode and the online. And Yeah, and then Smash Ultimate with more season passes and netcode fixed. Yeah, Smash would be cool, but with Mario and Zelda, you need a break or you're gonna get fatigued right now, and that's just IMO. Get their hype. Yeah, well, I mean, okay, so the thing is that Tears of the Kingdom already came out, right? So I can get actually why you're Zelda fatigued because we just had a new Zelda like 2 years ago. So, um, and then Tears of the Kingdom wasn't that different from Breath of the Wild, but so I can get it. Yeah, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess um being on Switch 2 would be great. I would appreciate that. Just have me be big for a second. A new 3D Mario is almost guaranteed. If we don't get like extraordinarily in-depth details on it, we'll at least be getting it teased. But like, you also have to think too, like, what's going to be the big launch game? Like, if I had to take a guess on what the big launch game is going to be, it's probably going to be a new 3D Mario. Now, I have to admit, Odyssey probably was the first 3D Mario that I just kind of skipped, and not because I didn't like Odyssey. I just didn't. I just didn't like. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it's nothing against Odyssey. But it was the first one that I just kind of tipped out on. I think 3D Mario for me kind of peaked with Super Mario Galaxy 2. That was like um post Mario 64. That was the best 3D Mario, and I was just like, yo, how does it how does it get better from here? I don't know. I kind of felt done at that point. I know that most Mario heads are probably like, yo, this dude's stupid, but um yeah, after Mario Galaxy 2, I was kind of just like, I don't know if anything can Mario better than this. I'm kind of just checking out of it. Crossy, what's up, man? It's 2 p.m. for you. Okay, it's 7:39 a.m. for me. But if you're on the East Coast here in the US, holy crap. Bless you because Jesus man is it is early for you. NSK looking swole, thank you. I'm hyped for FF9 remake, but between 8 and 9, I think 8 needs a second chance. It does. But if eight's probably more likely to get the AAA remake, you know? So I think that's what's going on with eight. Mario 3D World is actually peak Mario, especially if multiplayer. It's not like your sandbox Mario 64. It's basically a 2D Mario but in 3D. Yeah, I played 3D World. It was pretty cool. So I guess that was actually like my last Mario. I don't know. Actually, I was so burnt out on uh I was actually so burnt out on Zelda after I had finished Skyward Sword. It actually took me like years to play Breath of the Wild. And I remember telling Jack, okay, I was like, okay, I'm finally playing Breath of the Wild. I sat down and I played it and it was really good, but yeah, it took me like years to like finally play that shit because I was just like, after Skyward Sword, I was kind of like, I need a break from Zelda, like a long one. And then I took it, and then yeah, but I did play Tears of the Kingdom at launch, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna be seeing a new Zelda, so I do think that like if Zelda is your thing, I would probably temper my expectations on Zelda. From a business standpoint or from like a development standpoint, it is kind of crazy to me that they even made Tears of the Kingdom. I guess it's not crazy. What am I trying to say? I guess that like I probably, considering how long Tears of the Kingdom took to develop, it kind of almost seems like they could have just started on the Switch 2 Zelda and all that time. You know what I'm saying? Like it seems like for all the time that took, they could have probably just made like a Zelda for launch on Switch 2. So that seems kind of crazy. But like also on top of that too, you have to think that man, like is it not going to be like until the tail end of maybe the end of Switch 2's life cycle when we see the next Zelda, right? Like will it not be until like cuz like what, like 7 or 8 years from Tears of the Kingdom before we see the next Zelda. You know, if it continues on this. In SP, but it's Ocarina of Time remake made by another dev. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, you think that's gonna be announced here? Would Nintendo outsource that? Maybe. I think they'd outsource it. I mean, they already remade Majora's Mask for 3DS, so I don't know if they do another one or another Ocarina of Time remake. Nah, the rumors are true. Then Grezzo is on Zelda remake duty, so either a new top-down Zelda Mayhem and maybe an Oracle duology, maybe. I would want to see the Oracle games if we're talking about Zelda remakes. For me, Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages are, oh, I fucking love those games. Two of the best Zeldas were actually made by Capcom. Can you believe it? So I would love to see a remake of those two. Did you make sure to sleep early, or are you still kind of groggy? Oh no, I slept early. I feel awake and locked in. So, um, that being said, I did immediately roll out of bed and like turn my computer on. So, yeah. So I mean, like I was like, I hopped out of here and I was like, okay, let's do it. It's direct time. It's kind of wild how back then you could have a franchise with games made by industry rivals like that. I know. It is kind of crazy. I mean, you know, that's how we got PlayStation, right? In a way, ish, kind of. Minish Cap is also by Capcom. That's crazy. Capcom's just casually making some of the best Zelda games. Yeah, that or, you know, we could get something like we got for Wii U, right? Where we just got like a Zelda tech demo. I wouldn't also be terribly surprised if Breath of the Wild remaster ends up being a thing, right? Because that was privately demoed to journalists, and they apparently showed like Breath of the Wild with like all this like upscaling and shit. And it was like, here's Breath of the Wild running at like, you know, high resolution, high frame rate. Happy possible FF9 Timeless Tale announcement today. I don't know. I don't know. My expectations on that are like, are low. That's how I keep them managed. Will there be a free 60 FPS patch for Tears of the Kingdom? Oh, brother. This is Nintendo. There will not be a free anything. It will not be a free anything. However, you may have the privilege of paying for Breath of the Wild remaster. I don't expect it, but if Timeless Tales shows up, expect a lot of key mashing. Yeah. Yeah, I do think that if there is like, 60 FPS Breath of the Wild, then it's unfortunately gonna be paid. I don't see it being free. I don't see anything being free. I don't think Nintendo rolls like that. Oh, the rumored Oblivion remake is shown. I don't feel like they're gonna show Oblivion remake here. And part of that is that like why I don't expect like a lot of big AAA games to be revealed on Switch 2 for it here is that like if it has like a PS5 or a PC version, I feel like they'd want to show that and not the Switch 2 version of those games, right? And they're obligated to kind of show the game running on Switch 2 with this conference. So and I could entirely be wrong about that, but I don't think that like the big AAA games that kind of spend a lot of money on graphics, even if they are on Switch 2, I don't know if they're gonna want to announce here and have to like have like the first footage of their game being shown on Switch 2, because then they have to like kind of show a visually inferior version of their game at the announcement. Unless the Switch 2 graphics are that good, right? I don't know. I'll give you a hypothetical example, purely hypothetical. But like let's suppose that like Final Fantasy 7 like remake 3 was announced today. It's not. But they would have to show a downscaled version of that game. And it'd be very weird to show that as like the first trailer for the game unless they did like a cinematic for it. But otherwise, they'd be showing like, excuse me, uh, excuse me, yeah, they'd be showing like a downscale version of it, and I don't think they'd want to do that. Um, to think we have an hour long direct and then multiple hour tree houses this week. Oh, we do? I didn't know about the tree houses. Ready to see a lot of fine print. Development process may not be final. Yeah. No, no, no. I actually think that's the big Final Fantasy announcement today, guys. Like, I 100% think the big Final Fantasy announcement is Final Fantasy 7 Remake for Switch 2. Like, I think that's like the number one announcement. Hold on, let me get like a piece of tissue to moment this on. Okay. Oh, close the door. Okay. So, yeah. I think that Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1, at the very least, is coming. Whether we get Rebirth, like if it's going to be like a twin pack, Remake and Rebirth, on one cart, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think one Switch 2 cart can fit Remake and Rebirth in reality. The fact that 7R Part 3 would not be a thing in any reality. Wait, what do you mean? On Switch 2 is why I don't think 7R 1 or 2 will be ported over either. It'd be weird to intentionally put only some of the remake trilogy on the console, and it isn't going to get a 4 or 5 upgrade situation on there. No, no, no. Actually, I think Part 3 will be on Switch too. I do, actually. Um, Here's my justification for it. Maybe kind of weird, but here's what I'm thinking. So I think the reason that they Steam Deck to optimize Rebirth in the first place is because that is like the groundwork for getting the game optimized for Switch 2, essentially. So I think that their long game plan is to put the whole trilogy on Switch 2. I think that's exactly what they're going to do. And if they can get Rebirth running on Switch 2, then they can probably get Part 3 running on it. Do you think FF14 will come to Switch eventually? There's definitely no reason for it to not be running on Switch 2. But that being said, um, holy fuck, I don't, man, like the Xbox version of FF14 is like doing so bad, it seems. Uh, I think the Switch version would obviously do a lot better. But yeah, I don't know. Yoshi P said that they would love to have FF14 on Switch. So, well, it looked like ass F on Switch 2. Rebirth looked pretty bad even on PS5. Yeah, honestly, Rebirth started to look, I mean, it looks good in graphics mode at 30 FPS, but it's just, it's not very, I mean, it's 30 FPS. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look particularly great until the PS5 Pro and the PC version came out. That's when like Rebirth looked truly amazing. But yeah, on base PS5, it's pretty fucking rough. It's pretty fucking rough. Maybe it's because I'm not a graphics or resolution nut, but Rebirth looks fine. Um, I just listen. I'm a PC head, so for me, I can spot that shit, and it'll always drive me insane. But that's all. That's kind of like how I became a PC head. Found your channel randomly looking up FF9 news, and now I like having your voice on in the background while I work. Oh my god, that's like the best compliment to me. Thank you so much. I love that. Thank you. Maybe because I had bad vision growing up, or poor, or grew up playing potato games, or Reba look amazing to me on PS. It doesn't look bad. It's not ugly. Let me be clear here. It's not like terrible on base PS5. It just has a lot of issues, and depending on how sharp your tech eye is, those issues may annoy you to hell, or you could just ignore them. So it's not Xenoblade 2 blurry, Xenoblade 2 tier blurry for me, and that's already a win. Oh my god, dude. Like, the Xenoblade games on Switch are so unbelievably blurry. It's actually kind of fucking insane. Like, sometimes blurry to the point of where playing is like difficult to me. They're like unbelievably blurry. I hope they get remastered for Switch 2, or like they have some type of like forwards compatibility patch where it's like, oh, they run at like a little bit higher resolution now. Rebirth looked blurry on 60 FPS or a stuttery 30 FPS. Yeah, and that was kind of like the options there. It wasn't that the game was like ugly necessarily. It was just that you had to choose two options that like kind of held the visuals back, let's just say, or very uncomfortable options. It isn't about resolution, etc. Rebirth on PS5 had seriously bad pop-ins, seriously bad texture in areas. The models were weird in the gameplay, lighting too. But when Rebirth looks pretty, it looks pretty. But those moments are when the scenes are full of controlled, and players don't get to actually look around and see all the rough edges. I know technically Remake is a lesser game visually, but I think overall the viewing experience is better in Remake than Rebirth. Okay, I actually disagree with that last part. I actually think Remake is actually much, like, on terms of visuals, Remake is way more rough. Remake is way more, like, if you go and look up, like, especially on PS4, like, if you go look up Remake, actually, like, some stuff in, like, Remake 1 was, like, dead ass, like, inexcusably bad in terms of visuals. There was, like, yeah, there was textures in Remake that like straight up didn't even load on the PS4 version. A Remake on PS5, okay, Remake on PS5 is a little bit better. Integrates like a little bit better. People are too spoiled for graphics these days. I don't necessarily disagree. I'll put it to you like this way, like this. Even though the Re-Trilogy games do have some some tech stuff and like a lot of their graphics, I would rather what CPU One has currently achieved, where they're able to produce these games every 3 years, as they have with Rebirth, than it take longer but the graphics be pristine. So even though, yes, it does have these issues that we're discussing, in the grand scheme of things, I don't see that as necessarily important compared to how fast they're able to crank these out and what the engine allows them to do. Because even though Unreal Engine may not be the absolute best in terms of this stuff, it is still allowing them to crank this stuff out. So I personally would prefer the 3-year cycle with minor graphic sacrifice, because the older I get, the more impatient I get. I can't keep waiting about 5+ years. Yeah, exactly. That's because the older we get, the closer we get to death. And the literal... and we literally cannot wait. We literally don't have the life to wait. So, you know, we do need to get the games faster. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, this is like the most calming countdown music ever. Okay, guys. Switch 2. Yoshi? Oh, is this Mario Kart? Mario Kart 9? Mario Kart 9? Oh, that's right. That was like the first game that they showed off, really. So actually, it makes sense that Mario Kart 9 is like party mode. Mario Kart World. Okay. They're bringing the world title back.
Hello everyone, I'm Koichi Kawamoto, and I'll be one of your guides for today's Nintendo Direct. I'm the producer for Nintendo Switch 2.
I'm Takuhiro Dota, the director for Nintendo Switch 2.
And I'm Tetsuya Sasaki, the hardware design lead for Nintendo Switch 2.
What you just saw was Mario Kart World, launching exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2. Now, what do you think this brand new Mario Kart game will be like?
A brand new entry in the Mario Kart series is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Welcome to this vast
Today's
world.
Direct is 60 minutes long.
Kart races are held throughout various regions that span the globe. Depending on the time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change. And in this Mario Kart game, you can go off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world. In the classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses in a bid for first place. But don't sleep at the wheel. You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition. With 24 drivers in each race, the most in series history, the competition is gearing up. Introducing Knockout Tour. Race non-stop from one corner of the world to another. There are multiple checkpoints along the way. If you're below the placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated. Can you make it all the way to the finish line? You can also freely drive around this vast world in free roam. By going off-road, you can explore new areas and routes. So drive wherever your heart takes you. You can also go for scenic drives with friends, and even take photos together at different locations.
Well, that's cool.
A brand new race across the entire world starts here. Mario Kart World! The game launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. More details about this title will be shared in an upcoming Mario Kart World Direct, so be on the lookout for more information in the future.
Mario Kart World launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. We'll share more details in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it.
Next, we'd like to introduce some of the new features of Nintendo Switch 2.
What's the C button do?
These are the Joy-Con 2 controllers for Switch 2.
What does the C button do?
And on the right Joy-Con 2, we've added a new C button.
Cease and desist
Let's take a
button.
look at some new experiences it offers.
Alone. Does this stand for connect?
Guys.
It does. It stands for connect.
That was you.
Chat. It stands for chat.
Oh no! Wait, no.
Nix, I'm coming for you.
No, I'm about to get
Come on, no.
Wow.
Introducing Game Chat,
Yeah,
a
that's
new
like
feature
Discord.
for Nintendo Switch 2.
But it's not Discord, I
Hey,
think.
what's up? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hi, missed you.
With this feature, you'll be able to communicate with friends and family while playing a game.
Should we follow you? Yeah.
Yeah, follow me.
Okay.
For an adventure.
Wow.
While
Guys,
using the Game
we're
Chat
finally
feature,
in
your
like
voice is recognized by a microphone built into the system.
we're finally in the Xbox 360 era for
It can
Nintendo.
pick up your speaking voice clearly,
Awesome.
even from a distance.
Look at this. Jump on here.
We finally
Let's
hit
do
like
this. Let's make a
2013.
left right here. Let's make a
When it's noisy around you, your voice will still come through
Not even
clearly,
that, like
letting you chat with
2008.
ease.
Did you get hit by a bow? Okay, nice.
It does look beautiful. It's so pink.
And you can use this feature in handheld mode too, letting you easily chat with friends and family. If you open the chat menu and turn on game screen sharing,
Yeah, this is cool.
There we go.
you can also share your game screen.
Did you see someone just like go on top of that dinosaur?
Yeah, we
Really?
finally
They
hit
can do that?
2007.
You
Yeah.
guys just did it. I want to do it too.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, he's trying to eat me.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, no.
Okay. You can chat to your heart's content, even while playing different games.
Yeah, I know that one. It's so hard, right? It's tough.
Oh, wow. I'm like in the sky right
The,
here.
the screen sharing frame rate is
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
we're
holy
safe.
shit. Dude, it's like 5 frames per second.
It's so cute. So cute.
Oh my god.
You can adjust the size of your game screen,
Guys, I'm lost. Like,
Where'd you go?
or expand another friend's game screen.
Oh.
You gotta get.
Oh, they actually showed that.
To your left. You're almost there. It's just like the wall.
Oh.
Like, you should get past the wall.
this is where I have to do a wall ride.
Oh, that's ugly.
So everyone
Yo.
can watch them play.
Oh, I think I know where you are. I think I know where you are. Wait.
Oh my god.
We
We're
have to
together.
try.
Welcome. Ooh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Let's take a picture here.
Okay, are you ready?
Won't be doing that?
Yay.
Yeah, ain't no
Oh,
way in
yo,
hell I'll
that's
be
it.
doing that.
pose, Nix.
On the right Joy-Con 2 controller, there's an additional button. With the C button, you can pull up a chat menu.
Oh, dang.
Oh, really? Wait, actually, guys, I got a call coming right now, so I'll be right back, yeah?
Okay, for sure.
Here, you can quickly and easily mute yourself and more. And there's this. By connecting this camera to the system,
Hey!
Hey, what's up? Hello. Yo.
Dog.
Hi, how's everyone doing? Good?
you can appear on screen.
2007
and video
was
chat
like
while
such an
playing a game.
amazing year.
Face is on here.
Wait, Nick, how was your test yesterday?
It was good.
No.
Here's how it looks with just the camera feed.
I'm way behind,
There
guys.
you go. I bet you like
Can
that.
you wait for me?
You know what kills
Please
me?
look
The
forward
fact that
to
the
games
video is
which use
clearly
your
out of
camera
sync.
feed like this.
It's nostalgic,
No,
bro.
wait, go
That's
left,
good.
go
And
left. then- Left,
Oh, wait, maybe
left.
let's go a little more this way. Oh.
Using Game Chat. Even when you're apart, you can play games and hang out as if you were together in the same room. Play together or compete in online multiplayer games. Chat while playing your personal favorites. Decide your own rules for a retro game competition. Or hold a sports competition between families. All together, anytime, anywhere. Game Chat.
What did you think? In developing Game Chat, our goal was for you to enjoy playing online with others more closely, including family and friends, almost as if you're all playing together in the same place. The camera you saw in the trailer is the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, which will be available on the same day as Switch 2. A Nintendo Switch Online membership will be required to use Game Chat. However, since we'd like as many people as possible to experience Game Chat, it will be available without a membership for a limited time. We hope you'll try it out. Additionally, Game Chat supports the Nintendo Switch Parental Controls app, and different settings can be adjusted. For example, whether parental permission is always required when a child wants to use Game Chat to play with their friends.
We'd like to introduce another new experience you can share with family and friends. On Nintendo Switch, even if you just have one game, you can pass a Joy-Con controller to a friend and play together. But on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play together locally on multiple systems using just one game, with Game Share.
Oh wow, they
As
brought
shown
that back
here,
from like
even
DS.
games that require multiple screens can be played if one person owns a compatible game. With Game Share, you can temporarily share compatible games with others who also have Nintendo Switch 2 or a Nintendo Switch system.
Yeah,
You
Game
can
Share
share a
from
game
DS
with
is
up to
back.
3
Yeah,
other
that's
systems
awesome.
at a time. Game Share also supports online play with other Switch 2 systems, and you can use it with friends via Game Chat, which we showed earlier. Game Share can only be used with compatible games. This feature is planned for several titles, starting with a free update for Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics on Nintendo Switch. Game Share support is also planned for select games exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2, so we hope you'll look forward to it.
Up next,
I love that Joy-Cons plug in so much
we'd like
easier.
to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 system itself.
Please take a look.
At 7.9 inches, Switch 2 has a bigger built-in screen. Here's how that compares to Nintendo Switch. The system's thickness remains the same.
Oh.
With approximately double the pixels compared to Switch, you can enjoy games in greater
1080p?
detail on the 1080p screen.
1080p. Oh yes, let's go. 1080p. Up to 120 FPS? Yeah.
The screen supports
ain't
up
happening.
to 120 frames per second, allowing for smoother gameplay in supported titles.
Oh, it's an LCD.
The LCD screen is more vivid and supports HDR, providing more contrast between light and dark areas of the images. The all-new Joy-Con 2 controllers connect magnetically. Strong magnets keep the controllers firmly attached to the system. Detach your controller easily by pressing the release button on the back. The SL and SR buttons are bigger for greater comfort and control when playing with a Joy-Con 2 held horizontally. The left and right sticks are now larger.
Mouse controls confirmed.
Each Joy-Con 2 controller can be used as a mouse to play with compatible games. Both the left and right Joy-Con 2 support mouse controls. By adjusting the audio balance between the ranges, sounds from the built-in speakers are clearer and more natural in handheld and tabletop modes. It has a built-in microphone, so you can voice chat with friends anytime via Game Chat. It also uses noise-canceling technology to filter sounds, so your voice will come through clearly. Even if you don't have a surround sound system, games can be enjoyed with more immersive, three-dimensional sound, as if it were coming from all around you. Place your Nintendo Switch 2 however you like with a large, sturdy stand.
Yeah, they're definitely
move
gonna
it freely,
resell the
like this.
OLED
In addition to the USB-C port found on the bottom of the system, there's one on top as well. It's handy for connecting a USB-C camera or charging in tabletop mode. Nintendo Switch 2 comes with 256 gigabytes of internal storage.
Wow.
8 times that of Nintendo Switch. For
Oh,
storing
wow.
your game downloads, save data, and more.
Bros
Reading
act
and
like
writing
that's really
data
some
is
storage.
also faster. Use the Nintendo Switch 2 dock to connect to your TV and enable up to 4K resolution
Oh,
for
there's an
compatible
Ethernet
games.
port. 4K. Okay.
HDR is also supported in TV mode. The Nintendo Switch 2 dock has a built-in fan that keeps your system cool. This
That's
helps
cool.
keep performance stable. On Nintendo Switch 2, you can play Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games. Physical and digital games are supported.
Chat, what price are we thinking for this? $400?
As you just saw, Nintendo Switch 2 isn't simply an improved Nintendo Switch. We redesigned the
I'm thinking
system from
closer
the
to
ground
5,
up
honestly.
and packed in lots of new gameplay features. And to help players better understand the Switch 2 hardware, we're currently developing this game. Mr. Kawamoto!
Hello. My
450?
current location is actually inside the game itself. This is Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. I'm standing over here. Okay, everyone,
$2,000
join me
for
inside the
tariffs.
game. There are a lot of question mark icons here.
This is the
Let's
inflation,
examine them.
$700. Oh,
This sign reads, "Where are the magnets?"
$599 US.
The Joy-Con 2 controllers attach to the system with magnets. And those magnets are inside the system. The SL and SR buttons on the Joy-Con 2 are made of metal, so that's how they attach to the system. A magnetic circuit is formed between them, so they won't easily detach. Through examining signs like these, you can discover all sorts of secrets about Nintendo Switch 2. Another example, the Joy-Con 2 controllers have mouse controls. And when combined with the gyroscopes, you can even do something like this. You can adjust the position of the golf club and aim for the cup by rotating the Joy-Con 2. By combining the mouse controls and gyroscopes, things like this are possible. There are secrets to discover even as you're playing minigames and tech demos. Some of the secrets range from the unique features of the system to tiny details you might not notice until they're pointed out. There are plenty. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour will launch as a paid digital game on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2, so please check it out if you're interested.
Now, I'd like to share some more information regarding Nintendo Switch 2. This is the game card for Nintendo Switch 2 titles. It's the same shape as Nintendo Switch game cards, but it's now red and it has much faster data reading speeds. Next up is additional storage. Switch 2 will only work with micro SD express cards. They're a different type of SD card and will make high-speed data transfers possible. Please note that regular micro SD cards used for Nintendo Switch will not be compatible. Additionally, to transfer data from Switch to Switch 2, you can log into your Nintendo account to use the System Transfer feature. With this feature, you can transfer save data, digital games, and more. We're also releasing a new Pro controller. It has a C button, which launches Game Chat, and on the back, there are new GL and GR buttons, which you can use to assign existing button controls. In addition, an audio jack has been added. We've introduced a few new features, and after today's presentation, the official Nintendo Switch 2 website will go live. There will also be an Ask the Developer article on the website, where the three of us will talk about the development of Nintendo Switch 2. We hope you'll check that out as well.
And now, the Nintendo Switch 2 launch date.
Okay.
Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th.
June 5th.
We're very much looking forward to the day when you all get to experience it, so please wait just a bit longer.
For $599 US.
Now, broadly speaking, on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play 3 types of games. The first type is Nintendo Switch 2 games.
Okay.
These games take advantage of the performance and features of Switch 2. The second type is compatible games that were released on Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games are the third type. Some games that were released on Switch will receive upgraded versions that offer things like improved visuals, unique ways to play on Switch 2,
nice.
and more. Now, I'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Super Mario Party Jamboree. Please take a look.
Super Mario Party Jamboree is getting an upgrade on Nintendo Switch 2. The upgrade expands on the base game and adds new features, including mouse controls, audio recognition, more expressive rumble, and gameplay that uses a camera accessory, all of which can be accessed on Switch 2. Let's check out 3 new and updated modes. First up is Mario Party mode. With a single camera, up to 4 players can join the festivities. You'll be able to see each other's faces as you play, so you can experience all the reactions and emotions in real time. Or 4 friends can take the party online. Up next, it's
Controller
Bowser
Life,
Live,
thank you so much.
a mode where the livelier team wins. Bowser
I'm
will
glad I
bring you
helped.
on stage 2. Hit blocks to collect the most coins. Guide an RC car with your voice. Go! And compete in other mini-games using full body movement and sound. Finally, take a ride on the mouse-controlled Carnival Coaster. With the safety bar lowered and secured, you're off! Go! Use mouse controls to shoot down enemies while you feel the bumps and rumbles of the coaster. When you enter a pipe, a minigame will begin. There's a bouldering game where 2 players each control an arm, and one where you shake a can of spray paint and quickly tag objects. Enjoy the thrill of these intuitive minigames. How quickly can you reach the station? From
The mouse
minigames
control
that
looks
use a
awkward to
camera,
me.
the built-in
Like it feels
microphone,
uncomfortable to actually like
mouse controls,
use it.
and rumble. The biggest party yet is getting even bigger. Super Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus Jamboree TV, launches on Nintendo Switch 2, July 24th.
Is it just
Nintendo
me or are
Switch
the
2
Joy-Cons
players
too
who
and the
already
camera
own
just
Super
PS
Mario
Move
Party
and
Jamboree
connect?
can upgrade to
It's-
Nintendo
it's a-
Switch
it's
2
a little bit
Edition
of waggle.
plus Jamboree
It's a little
TV
bit of
by
waggle.
purchasing an upgrade
waggle.
pack.
Please look forward to a new Mario Party experience, where you can see each other's reactions while playing. Let's continue presenting some more Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games.
Hey, Breath of the Wild, nice. And Tears of
Nintendo
the
Switch 2
Kingdom,
editions
nice.
of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom feature enhanced resolution and frame rates, and also support HDR, which
Wow,
makes
that
the
looks
image
so much
more
better.
vibrant.
Oh my
So
god,
you can
dude.
play with smoother, higher definition graphics.
That looks so much better.
Plus, you can get even more out of your adventures in Hyrule using Zelda Notes. This new feature can be accessed via the Nintendo Switch app on smart devices. It's a game-specific service that's exclusive to the Switch 2 editions of these titles. For example, it can help guide you to various locations, like shrines and Koroks you haven't found yet.
Guidance activating. Proceed north.
Or you can share your creations using QR codes and send them to another player to create in their game.
That's cool. But like, who's realistically gonna use that?
We hope these features will make your adventures even more enjoyable.
Yeah, it's a
Kirby
cool
and the Forgotten
feature in
Land,
theory.
You'll be able to
but
enjoy
I just don't
an additional story exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, along with improved graphics and frame rates. This story takes place in the Forgotten Land after being struck by a powerful meteor that's causing some mysterious changes. We hope you're looking forward to Kirby's new adventure. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond will have both a Nintendo Switch and a Nintendo Switch 2 edition. In addition to standard controls, you can use mouse controls for intuitive gameplay.
Yeah, in Tears of the
on
Kingdom,
Switch
actually,
2.
you're right. Sharing the builds might actually be
Plus,
worth it.
you can explore the immersive world in 4K at 60 frames per second, or enjoy smoother action in full HD at 120 frames per second. Choose from these two modes, both of which support HDR, based on your preference and playstyle.
That's actually kind of crazy.
Plus, Pokémon Legends ZA, which is scheduled to launch later this year, will not only receive a Nintendo Switch version, but a Nintendo Switch 2 edition as well. By taking advantage of the power of Switch 2, you can enjoy your adventure in Lumio City with enhanced resolution and frame rates. The Nintendo Switch 2 edition games you just saw will be available as both physical and digital versions. And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version of a game, you can play the Nintendo Switch 2 edition by purchasing an upgrade pack.
You have to purchase an upgrade pack?
These Nintendo Switch 2 edition games.
You have to purchase an upgrade pack?
Next, I'd like to introduce a brand new game featuring mouse controls with the
You have to
Joy-Con 2
purchase an
controllers.
upgrade pack?
Please take a look.
You have to purchase a fucking upgrade pack? No fucking way. Midnight Sapphire, thank you so much for the tier 1. How's it going? They did the same thing for PS4 games, the PS5. I didn't pay for an upgrade pack for God of War. We're talking about like the remasters, right? Yeah, I think they did for some games. But like most games are free. Like Final Fantasy VII. That was free. Yeah, some of them were free and some of them were like $10. It just depended on like what it was.
In Drag and Drive, you'll use both Joy-Con 2 controllers as mice to intuitively pull off various moves. We hope you're looking forward to a new twist on 3-on-3 matches using dual mouse controls. Next, here are some games from our publishing and development partners coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
I have
Elden Ring.
The lands between. This world is in dire need of repair. You can see them, can't you? The rays of grace that guide you through your burden. I have no doubt you will become Elden Lord. May you take the throne.
Tarnished edition.
Hey, I'm Greg Kasavin from Supergiant Games. Here to say that Hades 2 is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Okay.
Our first ever sequel introduces the Princess of the Dead,
Well, that's not
an immortal
surprising.
witch out to vanquish the sinister Titan of Time. You'll battle beyond the underworld to the ends of the earth, getting to know dozens of characters from Greek myth in a story that reacts to your every setback and victory. It's the kind of game you can quickly pick up and play whether you're experienced with the original or not. Look for more about Hades 2 later this year.
皆さんこんにちは。カプコンの中山です。我々がお届けするタイトルはストリートファイター6です。本体を持ち寄っての対戦はもちろん、任天堂スイッチ2だけの
The audio
新
slash
モードも
video
あります。
sync get its worse as
ソ
it
フトは
goes.
通常
Is
版
that
の
like
他
a
に
tech
総勢
issue that
26
we're
キャラ
having
ク
with
ター
our
を収
stream,
録した
or
Years 1
is it with
ファイ
theirs?
ターズエディションの2バージョンを、さらにゲームと連動するアミーボとアミーボカードも一緒にスイッチ2の発売日にお届けします。お楽しみに。
It's a direct issue? Okay.
Initiating Arsenal boot sequence.
Oh,
Weapon
their actual
safety
stream,
mechanism
okay.
confirmed. All operating at normal levels. Testing data link with spine. Normal. Commencing launch.
After 2 long wars where our freedom was restricted, we will finally be
What is this?
liberated from humans.
I'm in need of a new arsenal, new equipment, and money. I'm for sale, and you're buying.
Rebels! Thanks for the warm welcome! This planet will be ours.
The Sovereign Axiom, the Trinitas, has almost completed a weapon that was created to destroy all humanity.
No! Because we're in the middle of a war. Don't you get it?
Yeah, it looks like
I won't
Xenoblade.
just stop you. I'll tear you apart! All children bring
Even
hope
got an
to
X
our
in it.
lives, don't they?
Hey, this is Joseph Fares from Hazelight.
Split Fiction?
I'm super excited for Split Fiction to come to Nintendo Switch 2. The game is a story about friendship. You play as Mio, who writes sci-fi, and Zoe, who writes fantasy. Together, they get trapped in their own stories, and it's up to you and a friend to help them break free. Now, let me tell you this, if you like It Takes Two, you're gonna love this one, trust me. And of course, you'll be able to play Split Fiction on the day Switch 2 launches.
Nice.
At EA Sports, we're bringing fans together across the world, both on the pitch and on the gridiron. We're excited to announce that EA Sports FC will be coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Madden NFL will also be arriving on the Nintendo platform. EA Sports, it's in the game.
Hi, I'm Alan Tu from Avalanche Software. We are bringing Hogwarts Legacy to Nintendo Switch 2.
EA be like, it's in the
With
game.
enhanced graphics
Then
and
charge
seamless
you for
world
DLC.
transitions, you'll be immersed in the Wizarding world like never before. And the new mouse controls on Switch 2 give you even more ways to experience the adventure. Discover the enhanced magic when Hogwarts Legacy launches on the same day as Switch 2.
Captain, is that mic supposed to be on? Son of a...
Oh. There goes the stream. I'm assuming that's copyrighted music. I don't know. But there goes the... I assume. EA, it's in the please buy the DLC announcement to hear the end of the jingle for $5.99.
Hello, this is Christian Elverdam from IO Interactive.
we are bringing our flagship title, Hitman World of Assassination, to Nintendo Switch 2. As the best assassin in the trade, Agent 47 does everything he can to accomplish his mission. And how each mission progresses will vary depending on the player's imagination. Our ever-expanding game will release on the same day as Switch 2. Plus, we are excited to bring another familiar agent to the platform.
I see what you guys mean by the sync issues on the Direct. Yeah, I'm pretty confident we're gonna see FF7 remake integrated announced. No! My stream. Just that 4 seconds is enough. We're gonna. Oh!
The story of light and shadow that never fades is reborn.
Bravely 3? Is it 3?
Bravely Default returns, remastered in high definition.
Oh no, Bravely 1.
Featuring the Bravely Default commands that help you control the flow of turn-based battles. Change and customize jobs to build out your very own party. Enjoy your adventure with upgraded features and enhancements. And all new minigames with unique ways to play. Square Enix presents the classic fantasy RPG, Bravely Default Fine Fairy HD Remaster. Set for the Luxembourg as a warrior.
Oh, it's a launch title. Wow.
セガ龍が如くスタジオ代表の横山です。我々がお送りするタイトルは龍が如くゼロ誓いの場所ディレクターズカットです。1988年東京と大阪2つの歓楽街を舞台に土地を巡る争奪戦が勃発。伝説の始まりを追加シーンとともにお楽しみください。発売日は任天堂スイッチ2の発売と同じ日です。今後のシリーズ展開にもぜひご期待ください。
We'll have more games to show from our publishing and development partners, but for now, we'd like to show a game being developed in collaboration with Nintendo. Please take a look.
In collaboration with Nintendo. Koei Tecmo. Warriors? Hyrule Warriors 2?
When the Zonar,
3?
who descended from the heavens,
however many there are,
joined hands with the Hylians, who dwelled on the surface. Their union led to a great and prosperous kingdom. But in time, a terrible evil arose. A war was fought to vanquish this evil, one which future generations would call the Imprisoning War.
Perhaps you truly have traveled back in time.
or maybe.
So that's Hyrule Castle? Then that must mean this really is the past.
Age of Imprisonment. Okay.
That was Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. It's being developed by Koei Tecmo Games with support from Nintendo. We hope you're looking forward to the untold story of the Imprisoning War, which took place in Hyrule long ago.
And now, some news about Nintendo Switch Online. You can continue to enjoy Nintendo Switch Online on Switch 2. And with Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack,
GameCube games,
you can enjoy a new membership benefit exclusively on Switch 2.
GameCube games.
Please take a look at this.
Oh, it's GameCube. It's GameCube. Okay, please have Melee.
Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack will be getting a new classic game library exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo GameCube, originally released in 2001. Here are the titles that will be available at launch. A Legend of Zelda game that looks like a cartoon come to life through cell shading. Controlling the wind using a mysterious baton.
But like literally, why? There's like
on an adventure
there's a
across the
fucking
Great Sea.
remaster.
The
of
Legend
this.
of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Transcending history and the world.
Yo!
A tale of souls and swords eternally retold.
Let's go!
In this 3D, weapons-based fighting game, each
Soul
fighter comes
Calibur
equipped
2.
with a different weapon. And Link from the Legend of Zelda series enters the fray. Soul Calibur 2. Experience a world of white-knuckle racing at speeds over 2,000 kilometers per hour. 30 machines will put it all on the line in death-defying races. Featuring the series' first machine customization and story mode, get ready to experience F-Zero GX. In games that support multiplayer, up to 4 can play together locally or online. Enjoy these classic games with clearer image quality and higher resolution than the original releases.
It's so funny they say that with Wind Waker on
check
screen.
The controls for each title and customize them to your liking.
When there's a literal Wind Waker HD.
More titles will be added in the future.
Yeah, I mean, Wind Waker HD is like
Nintendo
basically
GameCube, Nintendo
not coming.
Classics, the Switch
Like,
2
hard
exclusive
confirmed.
game library coming to Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack.
'Cause why
launches
else
the same
would
day as the
they
hardware's
do that,
release.
right?
And a dedicated controller designed after the original GameCube controller will also be released. It can connect wirelessly and also has a C button to quickly
Wow,
access Game
nice.
Chat. The Nintendo GameCube controller, exclusively available for Nintendo Switch
Will it be
Online
compatible
members,
with
will also be
the new
available the
Smash?
same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
Whether you're familiar with the games or haven't played them before, we hope you're looking forward to Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics. Of course, you can continue to play select games from the systems shown here on Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, let's see some more games from our publishing and development partners.
Hi, I'm Randy from Gearbox. Borderlands 4, our upcoming flagship Borderlands game, will launch on Nintendo Switch 2. Borderlands is back. Loot and shoot your way through a world filled with wild enemies and outrageous weapons. We're still in development, and it's already the most ambitious Borderlands game we've ever made. Borderlands 4 will launch in 2025. We'll be sharing a lot of the game in the months ahead, and there's more from 2K on the way.
Hi, I'm Dennis Shirk from Firaxis Games. We're releasing a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Sid Meier's Civilization 7. In Civ 7, you'll establish an empire and guide your people throughout the ages of history. With the new mouse controls, players can enjoy a more intuitive gameplay experience. Civ 7
Oh,
launches
yeah, with the
on
mouse
same
controls,
day
this
as
is
Switch
like
2,
This is gonna work so much
If
better.
you already own the Nintendo Switch version, you can experience mouse controls on Switch 2 by purchasing the upgrade. And we have even more news from 2K.
Hi.
Oh my god, you guys are right. The sync is like
Our
insane.
final announcement for today is that
It's so
WWE
bad.
2K is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
How's that
Plus,
happening?
NBA 2K as well.
We can't wait to see you in the
Yeah,
ring.
like even on their
and
chat,
the court.
like damn, holy fuck.
4 kids find this old tattoo.
Like on their chat,
They
everyone's
went
like, "Yo,
armed
what's going on with
nothing
this thing?"
but youthful enthusiasm and a profound lack of preparation. Boom!
Okay, chat. I'm gonna ask now, and I'm gonna ask at the end of the stream. What letter grade do you assign
Hook, line, and
to
sinker.
this? Oh, did the stream freeze?
Tastes amazing, doesn't it? Really have started to master this survival thing.
The stream freeze?
Next stop, the top.
Let me see.
Ha! Nicely done. Well, I think that's everything.
Hi, I'm
Let's
Dave
set
Probst.
sail. This time for home.
Yeah, it froze, and it's not on my end either. It's on their end.
Hi. I'm
The
Dave
audio is
Probst
still
from Kart
going.
World.
Okay, yeah. Even the chat on the side here
Here's
is
the
like
first
commenting
look
about
at
the
Enter the
trees.
Gungeon 2. Dodge countless bullets and aim for the Gungeon's depths in our roguelike shooter sequel. Now reloaded in a new 3D art
Frozen,
style.
yeah.
You can expect some fan
But the
favorite
audio
elements
is
to
still
return.
going. That's what's even more
We're still
funny.
working on the game, and we're excited to share more with you in the future.
Oh my god, guys. The UK one is fine, really? Can you link it? Okay, the UK one is fine. There we go. I got it. Okay, we didn't miss anything.
Hello, my name is Adam
important,
Badowski
I
from
think.
CD Projekt Red. We are
Yo!
delighted to bring the immersive world of the dark future to Nintendo players for the first time. Cyberpunk 2077 is an open-world action-adventure RPG set in Night City. Thanks to Nintendo Switch 2, you can transport yourself to the city of dreams at home or on the go. Get ready to meet unforgettable characters and discover engaging stories when Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition comes to Nintendo Switch 2 on launch
Yeah,
day.
that's crazy.
こんにちは。スクエアエニックスの浜口です。
It's happening.
任天堂スイッチ2でファイナルファンタジー7リメイクインターグレードを発売いたします。
Told you guys.
本作はミッドガル脱出までを描いた3部作シリーズの1作目となり、20年以上の時を経て再創作された新しい FF7 を体験いただけます。
Man.
スイッチ2で展開する FF7 リメイクシリーズにぜひご期待ください。
Did he say future remake projects on Switch 2? Nice. I think he hinted that Rebirth is coming at the end there. Remake but no Rebirth? They're not going to launch them at the same time. But he kind of hinted that the rest of Re-Trilogy will eventually come, so... This is kind of huge because this means that for the first time ever, Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming to a different console. You're the only one with a properly synced stream? Well, that's because I went to the UK version. Oh, they're gonna display the prices though in like Oh, it won't be in United States dollars. Oh, but it's okay. Someone just have like a currency converter open really quick. US stream is back and working excellent. Or working. I'm sorry, you didn't say excellent. I just put that word in there. Let me see.
ここまでたくさんのタイトルをご紹介してきましたが、次がソフトメーカーさんの最後のタイトルになります。ご覧ください。
What the hell is this?
I give you my blood.
Bloodborne 2?
I give you my life. Turn, O wheel, and transport him to a night of moonlight, to humanity's very dusk.
Wait. Chat, it might actually be. Chat. Chat. Chat, I think it is. Chat, what's going on? What? What is?
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon-to-depart.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
What the? Did he just transform into a dinosaur?
Tears will flow for one, and one alone.
The Dusk Bloods. Oh my god. New FromSoft IP? Available only on Switch 2?
ご覧いただいたのはフロムソフトウェアさんが手掛ける完全新作タイトルです。どのようなゲームなのかについてはディレクターの宮崎さんが語るクリエイターズボイスを公開しますのでぜひご覧ください。ソフトメーカーさんのタイトルの紹介は以上です。ご出演いただいた開発者の皆様、また今回の発表に映像をご用意いただいたソフトメーカーの皆様、
Holy shit.
本当にありがとうございます。
My joke tweet about Bloodborne coming to Switch 2 was like vaguely right.
ご覧いただいた以外にも 任天堂スイッチ2に向けて多くのゲーム開発を進めていただいています。今後もたくさんのタイトルをご紹介していきますのでお楽しみに。続いてはこちらの映像をご覧ください。
Kirby? Ah, it's a new Kirby. Of course, that's what he's working on. It's not a new Smash.
任天堂ゲームキューブのカービィのエアライド以来、22年ぶりに完全新作が登場します。
I'm good.
桜井さんが手掛けるカービィのエアライダーにぜひご期待ください。次が最後の映像となります。
Okay. This is where they can get us back. This is where they can get us back with FF9 remake or something huge. Banjo? No. No. Donkey Kong? Oh man, okay. If it was Banjo, I would have been like freaking the fuck out, bro. Why is he so punchy? This is Hulk Ultimate Destruction with DK.
ご覧いただいたのはドンキーコングの新しい 3D アクションゲーム、ドンキーコングバナンザです。
You feel so Crash
唯一
Bandicoot
無二の
coded,
パワーで
like,
敵
to
も
me
壁
in
も
this game. I don't.
地面も全てを破壊しながら巨大な地下世界を突き進みます。詳細は改めてお伝えしますのでお楽しみに。
ここまでご覧いただきありがとうございます。
One more announcement.
改めてになりますが、任天堂スイッチ2の発売日は6月5日です。最後に発売する本体のご紹介です。まずは任天堂スイッチ2の本体です。これに加えダウンロード版のマリオカートワールドがセットになった本体も発売します。詳しくはダイレクト終了後に公開する公式ホームページをご覧ください。
駆け足になりましたが、今回お伝えする内容は以上になります。
発売までもうしばらくお待ちいただくことになりますが、任天堂スイッチ2を皆さんにご体験いただけることを今からとても楽しみにしています。
最後までご覧いただきありがとうございました。
Wait, why is Atlas on here when they didn't show anything? Why was it on the thing? That's really weird. No price? No price? Okay, chat. What I want you all to do right now is to well, hold on. I can do it on, it's easier to do on YouTube. Hold on. The YouTube chat. I'll let Twitch users, you can just manually do it, but rate the direct. I'll create a poll for it. Hold on, let me create a poll. We'll do A, B, C. Okay. So you guys can do that. And then on Twitch chat, just tell me what you think. What is that? What was that called? Dusk Blood? Is that what it's called? From Software game? What was it called? Dusk Blood, something like that. Oh shit. Okay, there we go. So let's see what you guys rated it. Looks like the B is winning. Okay, so wow, okay. Dang. Only 6% for A. Is there any way for me to display this on stream? I don't think there is. But I'll just read it out because you guys, because Twitch chat can't see it. So 6% gave it an A, 45% gave it a B, 33% gave it a C, and the numbers are kind of changing, but like 14% gave it a D. So this Direct wasn't really the home run that Nintendo was looking for, but at the same time, it doesn't really seem like it was a bad Direct either, at least according to you guys. So that's not too bad. So let's go ahead and kind of like go back through some stuff and recap everything that basically happened. It looks like we don't have a price on this, right? Like, it looks like we just got the release date. Let me look and see really quickly here if there's anything we missed somehow. No, guys. No price. No price announcement. Very weird. Very weird. I don't know how I feel about that. I would have imagined they would have... I'll close the poll now. I would have imagined that they would have done that. Okay. So... Give me 1 sec. Figure this out. Okay. What were the launch titles? We had like Elden Ring and a bunch of remasters. And what were the launch titles? What were they? It was a bunch of ports. Honestly, it's been that way since like Wii. Cyberpunk, Split Fiction. Let me see. Mario Kart 9. Same as PS5, a lot of ports and remasters, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this has just kind of been like, this has just kind of been the generation of ports and remasters, right? The Bravely Default remaster is actually pretty good. That's pretty welcome. It's $449. Where are you getting that from? Or are you guessing? I feel like you're guessing. No OLED is a major L. Yeah. So I took like maybe a couple of notes, but it's nothing like too crazy. So we just finished watching the Switch 2 reveal, and really interesting. First of all, yeah, they had the whole 1080p 120 frames per second claim. Let's be real here. I don't think that we're actually getting 120 frames per second on most games. That's just to be expected. We don't actually get 120 frames per second on any PS5 games, but it shows that the system does at least support it, and the screen appears to be 120 hertz, which is actually going to have a pretty decent impact on the way the games look on portable mode. So that's actually pretty awesome. I was also pretty impressed that it's 1080p on a handheld, right? Because I'm pretty sure even Steam Deck is 720p. So that's actually a pretty positive leap forward, in my opinion. What the fuck is... Oh, text message. Anyway, so that's a pretty positive leap forward. Bloomberg is reporting the price of $450. Do you have a link to that? Yeah, I don't imagine games like Cyberpunk doing like 120 frames per second, but I'm sure there are probably maybe some Switch 1 ports that will do 60, maybe some stuff that's like, you know, able to do 120. It'll look good. The big reveal also too was the C button. So we finally know what the C button does. It enables the chat feature, which is kind of like Nintendo Switch Discord. I think it's cool, but I also think too that it's kind of a feature that we've had on other consoles since, like, you know, a long time ago. You know, at least just being able to voice chat. I do think the actual video chat feature of it is kind of neat. The only problem I have is with the game share itself. It looked really, really laggy. So whenever you were looking in the preview window, whenever you were looking at the gameplay in the preview window, it was like sub 20 frames per second. You were literally watching a slideshow. And I thought whenever that they clicked on the preview window and whenever it expanded, it was going to be like, oh, okay, it'll correct and it'll be normal frame rate. But actually, unfortunately, it still shows very slow, very choppy, like, gameplay. I guess if you really want to watch, you know, your friends playing, it's great. But, you know, compared to, like, other hardware, like a PlayStation, for example, whenever you're streaming that footage onto someone else, you can actually get pretty decent resolution and frame rate through stuff like Remote Play even. So I was expecting maybe that to look a little bit better. But, I mean, it is cool that Nintendo has, or at least is trying to finally catch up in terms of their suite of online feature. But even still, it doesn't necessarily look quite as good as, say, any other platform and like what they're doing. And honestly, I think I'd probably just use Discord over this because it's just going to probably be a better experience. But we'll see. I'm glad that it's there. I'm glad that there's an attempt to improve their online and make it better. I don't know what the price of the Nintendo Switch camera is, but I don't know if I personally will be purchasing one because I just don't see myself using that feature. I don't know about you guys, but it just, Other than that, Game Share is back. So you can actually buy your game, your multiplayer game, on like one Switch 2 copy and like share it with like another Switch 2 hardware. This was like a big feature on Nintendo DS where you only needed to own like one copy of the game and then you can share it with like another Nintendo DS. I'm a huge fan of that feature, actually. I think that's like the coolest feature in the world. I'm glad that you don't need to own multiple copies of a game anymore. So that actually coming back is huge. Very, very, very big fan of that. DP the God, thank you so much for the super chat. 450 price is right. Wario64 just tweeted the info. Can we find that? Give me 1 second. Hold on. It has the yen, but like, where's the actual US price? Because I'm thinking about the tariffs and such. Okay, I guess it's not really revealed yet. But if you convert this to United States dollars, we're looking at $450. That is not a terrible price. That's not a terrible price considering like what it offers. And relative to something like a Steam Deck, again, it's a pretty good price. Oh, I passed it. It was the first post. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Nintendo Switch 2 launches at $449.99, bringing new forms of communication to life. Pre-orders begin April 9th. Okay, awesome. Really weird that wasn't like included in the stream. I feel like it would have made a lot of sense to include it there at the end, you know? I think that $449 is reasonable. You can really tell that they did not want to push to 500 because normally consoles are never like, there's never like a 50 at the end of this. You know what I'm saying? Console prices are normally a nice even number. You know what I'm saying? It's never like a 50 incrementation. So that tells me they really did not want to push to 500. Now, if I was Sony watching this and I wanted to be smart and capitalism really well, what I would do is I would be like base PS5 $399. That would be like the best move, or at least the digital version, right? Be like base PS5 digital $399, PS5 with the disc $449. That's what I would do. The OLED edition that will come out in 3 years will be $500. Of course it will. Of course it will. Right? They have to save some stuff so that you'll go back and you'll buy that OLED edition. I wonder what that is in British money. Can't convert the price because I'm sleep deprived right now. Probably like roughly the equivalent. But also too, another important thing to note is that maybe this like 50 at the end, because again, normally there are like, it's normally like a nice round price with like, a 99 and not a 49. This also could technically be factoring in the tariffs. So I'm like willing to also bet that it's possible that Switch 2 was going to be $400 and then they increased the price by $50 to account for the tariffs. That's also a strong possibility. Not saying I know that's what's happening, but I probably would leave myself a little bit of wiggle room so we don't have to have like a mid-gen price increase, which we have seen happen with PS5 in some territories where they have bumped the price of the PS5 because of, and not like the tariffs necessarily from the current administration in the US, but because of inflation happening globally, and they had to actually increase the price. So if we're looking at something like PS5 inflation and them having to increase the price in certain territories, then yeah, adding an extra $50 on there to account for, maybe the China tariffs that are happening in the US makes perfect sense to me. Tariffs absolutely matter. They aren't going to want to bump the price $50 3 months from now. Right, exactly. So the tariffs are going to be a big factor in this, and there's probably no getting around that, and they probably already accounted for it. Again, in all my days, I really can't think of a time where a console, like the base console itself, launched with the $50 increment like this. Normally is like a straight like $100 increment, if you know what I mean, like 300, 400. So a 50 increment is interesting. First time that I can recall we've seen something like that. Other than that, you're going to have to purchase upgrade packs. I don't know if chat has found anything on the purchase of upgrade packs. Like, how much are those going to be? So we talked about it during the stream, but Sony has also done some purchasing of upgrade packs as well, but it also depends, right? So like when Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate came out, the PS5 version of that, if you had Final Fantasy VII Remake, it was a free upgrade. If you had like God of War and you had a lot of other Sony first-party games, those games would have free PS5 compatibility patches, right? However, it does seem to be the case that Nintendo is charging for these upgrade packs. They've also kind of hinted that with these upgrade packs, though, it's not just the increase in resolution and frame rate that they're doing. It's also, there's a couple of new features included that are Switch 2 specific. Whether it's like the controls or the new use of the app. It seems like that's the reason that they're charging, but ultimately, I do feel like these compatibility patches and like charging for it is just kind of ridiculous. It's one thing if it comes with like new textures and like they've actually enhanced the graphics and the game is actually remastered. That much I don't mind paying an upgrade fee for if I already own the game. However, when it's just upping the resolution and the frame rate, which, by the way, guys, to up the resolution and frame rate, all you have to do is like literally just go into the code and just change the resolution. Like it takes like 2 seconds, not even the code. You like literally open a configuration file that's not even in the code. So you don't even have to rebuild the game and you just change like a couple of numbers and then that's it. So I'm hoping that, you know, maybe maybe this is going to be cheap. Maybe some of the new features will justify themselves. I'm hoping that it's not going to be something like, oh, if you own the game, it's like a $20 fee to upgrade. $10 at the most. I kind of think it should be even lower than that. I think it should be like $5 to like $7, no more than $8 to upgrade. I know it's just a few dollars, but honestly, you know, considering what they have to do to upgrade those games and how easy it honestly is to do, because again, it's literally just changing a configuration file. Like, it's not, you're not doing deep work in the code in order to make those games run at higher resolutions and frame rates. It's not like, you know, making it run at higher resolutions and frame rates on the same hardware, which requires a ton of optimizations and other stuff. This is like, again, literally just changing a configuration file that you can do on PC. So again, I don't really mind that, but hopefully it's fairly priced. Okay, so I do see some people in chat saying they're disappointed that Final Fantasy IX Remake is not going to be here. It would have been hype if it were here at the Switch 2 Direct. But I even said in my video, or my stream, if you saw last time, that while I do think it would have been the best move, I didn't really anticipate it to be here necessarily. It would have been the smartest move, but I don't think it was necessarily what they were going to do. So maybe we'll see it at a different point. Who knows? FF9R Summer Games Fest? That would be awesome. Astral projection. I don't know. Maybe it's like... Maybe it was like, I don't know. No. 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 $80? $80? $80? $80? $80? Chat, is this real? Chat, is this real? $80? $80? No. 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 I'm crying in Australian. Please tell me this is the Australian price and not USD. In Americas will be the same price for digital and physical. In Europe, physical editions will be even more expensive. Oh man, it's true. People were saying that the tariffs, oh my God, the tariffs, that's right. The tariffs. I've seen so much talk about this. They've been saying that the tariffs would increase the price of digital games. That's right. But wait, no, it can't be the tariffs because it says in America, the price will be the same for digital and physical. In Europe, the physical editions will be more expensive. So is it the tariffs? I don't know if it's the tariffs or not. Bro, do you guys know how bad Nintendo just effed the video game industry with this? Because guess what's going to happen? You guys know what's going to happen right now, right? Every new PS5 game is going to be $80. Every new PS5 game is going to be $80, is what this means. Because Sony is going to see this, and like, basically all the publishers are going to see this and be like, $80. Yeah, no, if anything, Sony will be like $100 for PS5 games. Oh my God, dude, we are so cooked. We are so cooked. No, developers have been trying to push up costs for titles for a long time. They have. But basically, this gives them the authority to do it. Nexus Vix, thank you so much for the, or is it Nexus 6X? Nexus 6X, I think. Thank you so much for the tier 1. I appreciate you. Thank you for being with us for 51 months. So that's many years. Thank you, actually. Very much. It's got nothing to do with tariffs. They've been wanting to raise prices for a long time. Yeah, you're right. It does. I don't think it has anything to do with tariffs. And the reason is because it says here in the Americas, the price will be the same for digital and physical. However, in Europe, physical editions will be more expensive. So physical is like dead in Europe, like straight up, like, because our people, I mean, I guess like maybe not, like some people are probably going to pay more for digital or for physical in Europe. But like, dude, that's a lot of money. Like for me, I'm probably just going to save, you know, the money. Also, that's like, let me see. So that's like 10 euros, right? 10 euro difference. The 99s throw me off. So yeah, it's a 10 euro difference between the two prices. Okay, so I was expecting Nintendo Switch 2 games to be $70, but I was not expecting them to be $80, right? Because we kind of saw the price range. We saw the price raise with Tears of the Kingdom, right? So I was expecting, okay, Tears of the Kingdom is setting kind of like it's testing the waters. This is what it's going to look like going forward. Nintendo games are also going to be $70 now. Sony is charging $70. That's fair. I guess what like rubs me kind of the wrong way about Nintendo going $80 first is because at the very least with big AAA games, those games are massive, right? Those games are really expensive to create. And we've also seen a lot of games, a lot of big AAA games, you know, I mean, look at like Final Fantasy 16 or Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Great games that did sell into the millions and still didn't meet like expectations, for example, right? And one of the ways that you can also meet those sales expectations is by raising the price and still selling the same amount. So I get like, okay, $80 for like the biggest cutting edge AAA game. But I feel like, I mean, Nintendo doesn't spend nearly as much in order to create their games, right? They're much smaller budgets. They're much more sustainable. And we like Nintendo for this reason. Like that's a good thing about Nintendo. But this is just crazy, dog. This is insane to me. $80, we really are going to reach the $100 video game in the next 5 years. I really do think. GTA 6 is definitely $100 now. Dude, this hard confirms to me that GTA 6 is $100. There is not a doubt in my mind that GTA 6 is going to be $100. I'm so disappointed in Square Enix. They just announced less than a year ago that they weren't going to do, they weren't doing the exclusive thing, and then they announced this Bravely Default remaster exclusively for Switch 2. Complete bullshit. Square Enix has become. Yeah, and I feel like does Nintendo publish or co-own Bravely? Is that why? I don't know. Maybe they publish it or like they not publish it, but like fund it in some way. Because otherwise, I do think that that's a bad move. I do think the better thing to do would have been to put Bravely Default on all platforms. Yeah, Bravely has pretty much always been exclusive to Nintendo. And I don't necessarily know why, if there is a business reason for it, if, you know, they have like an exclusivity deal like they have with Sony. I'm willing to bet that that's what it is. And honestly, probably the majority of sales will come from Switch anyway, even if it was multi-platform. But I do agree that it should be that. Zelda/Talk Switch 2 upgrade packs are free if you own Switch Online expansion. That's kind of cool. Okay, that is cool. That is cool. I like that. I'm a fan of that. But $80 games. $80 games. Brothers. I don't know. I don't know about this, man. Are there any other interesting tweets or anything? Please send them my way. So that we can talk about them. If there's any other information about Switch 2. Yeah, $80 for a game is when I'm out. Yeah, I mean, dude, $80 for a game is crazy. Is crazy. But I mean, but here's the thing. Like, it's not like $80 for a, like, I think for me, like, what's crazy is that it's $80 for, like, that Nintendo pulled the trigger first. Like, that's what gets me. William, thank you for the super chat. No FF9, do you think it'll show at the PS show in May/June? I think that's the most reasonable place to expect to see it. No guarantees it'll be there to either. I genuinely feel like it's in like some sort of development hell or some sort of trouble, because I think after 4 years and we haven't seen it, and it's been like, I don't know. I feel like it's in some sort of like development trouble. Because otherwise, what the fuck else is going on? It was leaked 4 years ago, and we still haven't seen it. Okay. I'm willing to bet that you guys would like rate this like direct even lower, knowing that games are wait, where are you getting the Joy-Con prices and stuff from? Can you link that? Can someone link yeah, can someone link the prices to all this? Because I'm really curious. By the way, this shit is so funny now. Holy fuck. Last night, before I went to bed, chat, I made a really bad shit post where I said, confirmed, a source with 91.6% accuracy has notified me that Bloodborne Remastered will be announced exclusively for Switch 2 tomorrow at the Direct. I've reached out to Sony for comment, and they responded, "What the fuck are you talking about, bro?" Which is sad because they don't even know this is happening. And then my bro is like, classic Sony. Scratch my head. They didn't even know what Bloodborne was when we spoke. And I was right, chat. I was right. We are getting Bloodborne Remastered. It's not really Bloodborne, but it is a new FromSoft game that seems to be a sort of successor to Bloodborne in some way. At least that's what it looks like, but we don't have any of the details yet, so we really don't know. Bro, Apollo hit you with that ball of prophecy. Bro, I was right. I told you guys. Excellent prophetic shitpost, my lord. I know. What can I say, chat? What can I say? I am the oracle. Is Caius in chat because they call me Yule? They do. Dusk Blood honestly sounds like a sequel to Bloodborne. It does, which makes it even more funny that like Bloodborne is still locked to PS4. And then this game is now locked to Switch 2 exclusively. But also, making a Switch 2 exclusive FromSoft game is kind of infuriating. That makes me like super mad because it's like, you know, I like to play FromSoft games on like PC, PlayStation. I guess Nintendo wrote them a check, which is crazy. FromSoft going from Sony to Nintendo is actually funny. Yeah, no, it's like the reverse of like Final Fantasy VII, right? They pulled the reverse Squaresoft. No, it's definitely going to be a timed exclusive for sure. I can't see it not coming to PlayStation or PC. Then again, guys, Bloodborne is still not remastered. Demon Souls is still not on PC. So it's entirely possible that Dusk Blood will stay Switch exclusive forever. So FromSoft is working on a bunch of games at the moment. All the big publishers want their own FromSoft exclusive. Who could blame them? Right? That's like a guaranteed Game of the Year contender. Probably a Game of the Year winner, right? I mean, every time FromSoft releases a game, it's either a contender for Game of the Year or it wins, right? Sekiro, Bloodborne was nominated. Elden Ring. Bloodborne would have won too. Bloodborne would have won Game of the Year if it didn't come out the same year as The Witcher 3. So Yeah, $80. $80, guys. We're here. We're here. Video games are that expensive now. Just a disappointing presentation overall, should be held to a higher standard. I think it was an okay presentation. I don't think it was the worst, but I don't think it was quite as strong as the Switch 1's presentation. Like when the first Switch came out, I feel like they came out like fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like the OG Switch had a pretty strong presentation, at least from memory. Someone can correct me if my memory is failing me, but I just remember that the first Switch, you know, really came out strong. This is not bad, though, by any means, but it's very much just iterative off Switch, and I think it's pretty good. But yeah, it's probably not going to have the same effect as, say, when we saw the OG Switch the first time. And also the game lineup, probably not as strong, right? Because, you know, in addition, Breath of the Wild, which, yes, was available on Wii U, which no one even owned to begin with. So they were looking at Breath of the Wild as the brand new Zelda game that was launching for Switch. Very massive title to have as a launch title. And people ran and picked that up, and it was amazing. And it worked really well. So I don't think that, like, in terms of game lineup that's been teased, or in terms of, like, the sheer wow factor of it, because, again, the system is iterative, which is what we wanted. You know, we wanted Switch 2 to be Switch 2. But the impact of it is probably just not going to be as strong as seeing the concept for the first time. And there's nothing anyone can, like, realistically do about that. Breath of the Wild is slowly becoming Nintendo Skyrim, yeah. Yeah, Breath of the Wild was something else, right? And that's like another thing too, actually. It's not launching with the Zelda. So that's going to be tough. Actually, the only like Switch 2 launch title is going to be Mario Kart, right? Like brand new Switch 2 game that's not like a port or anything else. Is Prime 4 a launch title? I don't know. Do we have a list of launch titles? Can I find that real quick? Okay, I found it. Okay. So this is the list of launch titles for the Switch 2. Split Fiction, Hogwarts Legacy, Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster, Deltarune Chapters 1 to 4, Civ 7, Survival Kids, Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition, Kunitsu Gami, Path of the Goddess, Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma, Nobunaga's Ambition, Awakening Complete Edition, Fast Fusion, Fortnite, and Arcade Archivers, Ridge Racer, Arcade Archives to Ridge Racer. And then also from Nintendo, it's just Mario Kart World and Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Can you link that article in Twitch chat? Yeah. I got you, bro. There you go. Kind of weak. I mean, yeah, okay. So this is not like the strongest launch lineup necessarily ever, unless you are only locked into like the Nintendo ecosystem, and these games are like what you'll be playing. So for me, I'll probably pick my Switch 2 up, and the game that I'm going to be buying here is Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster, because that's like the most appealing thing to me on this list. In terms of like Cyberpunk 2077 or anything like that, I'd always rather play that just on a PC because that's just the place to play it. And you know, most of these other ports will run on my Steam Deck and other stuff. So yeah, Bravely Default HD Remaster, definitely. Dusk Blood is a multiplayer game, by the way? Okay. So it's not a new single player FromSoft like Bloodborne, Sekiro type game. It's like a Night Rain type thing. Okay. I'm good. I'm good then. I'm not that excited for it then. Well, maybe I am. I'm lying. I'm still gonna play it. But I would be more excited if it was like a brand new Bloodborne game and like not like a multiplayer thing. I'm still gonna play Night Rain too, but like the Moon Eaters will float for one and one alone in the Dusk Blood's a brand new multiplayer title from the creators of Dark Souls and Elden Ring. Oh. And they're describing it as a multiplayer game, not like as a single player game that features multiplayer, but they're describing it as a multiplayer game. Okay, so if that's the case, my excitement is a little bit tempered for Dusk Blood. Because I was hoping that was going to be like the next big FromSoft game. But at the same time, too, I think that we're years off from the announcement of the next big FromSoft game. Like the next, like Elden Ring or Bloodborne or Sekiro. Like whatever is going to be next in terms of like their next Souls-like title. We're probably a very long way off after Elden Ring. That being said, I kind of feel like their next big title is going to be Elden Ring 2, right? Like I think that's going to be the next big thing because Elden Ring is such like a big phenomenon that it seems to me that the next big thing that they can do is like make Elden Ring 2. The Nintendo Switch 2 website. Can we look at that? Hold on. Let's take a look. Stupid. Okay. Hold on. Do they have the prices? That's what I'm looking for, because someone mentioned the prices. This is so interesting. New York, LA, and then Dallas, right? I like how we're included. Or I'm included in this. Okay. Interesting. I might actually see if I can go to this then, because Wario 64 tweeted. Okay, hold on, let me see. Let's take a look. What's the box art look like? That's cool. Okay, so we got some of the prices here from the Nintendo Switch website that Wario64 shared. The Switch 2 Pro controller is $80. The Joy-Cons are $90. The camera is $50. And the dock set is $110. Okay, the camera actually is like a little bit cheaper than I was expecting. I don't know why. I thought the camera was going to be like $80. The Joy-Cons are what? Yeah, the Joy-Cons are $90, dude. That's crazy. But there's a lot of tech in the Joy-Cons. You know, and technically it is 2 controllers. So technically it's 2 $45 controllers if you want to look at it like that. Which does make it sound a little bit more reasonable when you think of it like that. I mean, you know, Joy-Cons are really expensive to manufacture. Because essentially, they have to have 2 batteries in them. 2 like internal parts for like the Bluetooth and all that other stuff. So not to like go too deep into justifying the price. But I do get it. We need a Nintendo-sponsored stream where NSP struggles to convince us to buy their $80 games. I mean, Nintendo, my email address is in the bio. So, please, reach out to me. I will have these guys buying $80 games. I mean, chat just needs me to tell them. Chat will listen to anything I tell them to do. Isn't that right, chat? If I say jump, chat says how high. Nintendo, all you have to do is sponsor me, and I will get these guys buying $80 games tonight. Email me. No, I am Night Sky Shill. You're right. I am Night Sky Shill. Brother, I overslept past the show and then had to head to work. I've seen nothing. How hype was it? Okay. Chat, you tell me. I thought it was aight. I thought it was aight. Am I a hater? Am I a hater, chat? Like, please let me know if I'm being a big-ass hater. Like, legitimately, let me know if I'm just being a big hater. I thought it was I, lowercase a. What would you give the Direct? For a new console Direct, I give it like a B-. Maybe a C+ to B- for a new console Direct. It wasn't bad. I just didn't walk away like hyped. I don't think it was bad though. I don't think it was bad. It's not bad. It was not a bad presentation. It just also wasn't like I'm so locked in to like Switch 2. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like oh my god, I need to pre-order now. Like, you know, I didn't really leave with that feeling. I just left with the, I would love to pick up a Nintendo Switch 2 eventually. In the future, I guess. But I didn't have the urge, right? Like the urge to be like, oh my God, I need it now. I applaud them for mostly focusing on the launch titles though, but I do feel like they should have probably teased some upcoming stuff. Right? Like maybe teased not gonna lie, it had me in the first half. Yeah, in the first half, I would say that they were doing pretty good for me. When they were just focusing on showing the hardware and stuff, because the hardware itself actually looks really cool. It's actually a little bit more powerful than I was expecting it to be. So I think at that point, they had me like really interested. Is it a legit performance / resolution upgrade from what you saw? No, it is. It is a legit upgrade. Like they're actually targeting some modern standards. It looks like. But I do think that they probably should have teased a little bit more some of the upcoming stuff. They decided to focus on what you will immediately be able to play on Switch 2, which is not bad. But I do think when it comes to like going and buying the console on day one, you do need to see like what the first year and beyond is going to kind of look like. They should have teased a few holiday titles in the montage. No, I agree. I like 1000% agree. I think, if anything, just being able to play the Switch 1 games with better frame rates and better resolution is awesome. I'm a little disappointed, though, that they only talked about Zelda for that and like a few other titles, when no game on Nintendo Switch needs it more than the Xenoblade games. And it's very unfortunate that the Xenoblade games weren't announced for the upgrade pack, when, again, that would have been kind of a day one thing for a lot of people. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 especially, yeah. And then Xenoblade Chronicles X, which just came out. The remaster, that is. Having an upgrade pack for that or some type of compatibility for Switch 2 would have been awesome. See, I don't think 1 and 3 are fine in terms of resolution. I think that they are 1 is still really fucking blurry. But yeah, 2 is probably the worst. Maybe they'll do a Xenoblade trilogy upgrade. I mean, for sure. Eventually it's going to happen. But I would have loved to have seen that for day one, considering. I don't think 3 is as bad as like the other ones in terms of blurriness, but they're all the Xenoblade games are blurry as shit. They're all really blurry. So I hope they fix that eventually. Didn't they find the upgrade in Xenoblade X's code? Probably. It's just not there yet. It's just not, or at least I didn't see it on the thing. Two is the only one that bothers you. I would say that your eyes must be very sharp then, because my eyes, I look at all of them and I'm just like, ooh, this is tough. I was so excited for the Zelda trailer, then it's Warriors. Oh, man. I just have very good prescription glasses, clearly. It started to get blurry on Xenoblade 2 on Switch. I believe Xenoblade X on Wii U is not blurry. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I was expecting a native Kingdom Hearts port. That's funny. It's actually like really fucking hilarious that there's no native Kingdom Hearts ports. If you really think about it. I wonder how many games are going to actually run at 60 frames per second, though, on Switch 2. I'm willing to bet not many. I'm also really curious if this generation of Switch is going to finally introduce, like, resolution versus frame rate modes. Nintendo's... First of all, hello, Blitz. Nintendo's first 4K showcase crashed as I expected. That's funny. That was in 4K, right? And that was their first one because of Switch 2 supporting 4K, and it did crash. But it's funny though too. We had to switch over to the UK stream, and that one kept going, but the US stream was borked. So I'm also really curious about Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade on Switch 2. I am incredibly fascinated to see what that's going to do in terms of the sales for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1. So Remake Part 1 is at 7 million, which is like roughly average for Final Fantasy in terms of sales. Typically the titles like the medium end of Final Fantasy titles kind of doing between like 6 and 8 million. So I'm actually very curious if the Switch 2 port is going to push that game to 8 or 9 million. I'm very curious to see if it's going to do that. I can see it adding another million at the very least to I could see it adding another million to the sales of that game overall. Purely predicated on how many people will finally pick that title up in Japan, I think. I might be being too optimistic. On the lower end, I think it'll add like at least like 500,000 units on, but I think that we can get to 8 million. It'll be more interesting to see what it can do for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It does seem like Hamaguchi was teasing at the end there that they want to bring more of the Final Fantasy VII Remake project to Switch 2. And judging by some of the games that they're going to have running on this thing, like Cyberpunk 2077, I am kind of willing to bet that they can get Rebirth working on the Switch 2. I mean, they got it working on the Steam Deck, and it's not the greatest on Steam Deck, but it definitely does work. I'm willing to bet... I think that they optimized it really well for Steam Deck so that they could, take a lot of those optimizations and bring them forward to Switch 2 and hopefully get it working on Switch 2. Now, prior to this, I was confident that FF7R was coming to the Switch 2 because there just had been so many rumors on FF7R. What is curious is that we haven't had any rumors on Final Fantasy 16 coming to Switch 2. So I don't know if that has something to do with Sony, or whether it's just easier to do because the remake trilogy is running on Unreal Engine, and Unreal Engine is incredibly scalable. But it's really curious that they're not doing much more with 16. Isn't there an internal thing about 16 requiring way more processing power to even work? I keep hearing shit like that. Well, it does make sense, right? Because 16 absolutely cannot run on a Steam Deck, for sure. It cannot. So it probably just won't run, right? Like Final Fantasy 16 has a proprietary engine that was built for the exact purpose that the game was made for, right? It probably is not as optimized to run on as many platforms. And so I imagine it doesn't have the scalability that something like Unreal Engine has. If FF7 Rebirth is struggling to look good on PS5 Pro, how in the world is Rebirth going to look any better on Switch 2? Brother, it's not. It's going to look like crap. But it's not going to matter because it's going to be on Switch and no one's going to care. At least that's kind of like my theory on it. I think that, you know, people will just feel like there is a novelty to having Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on a Switch 2. You know what I'm saying? And they're not going to judge it as harshly. They're just going to be like, oh my god, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on Switch 2. And you know, bro, listen, you know how Nintendo stands especially are when it comes to that? So they aren't going to care at all. They're just going to be like, oh my god, I can finally play this on the correct platform, which is Nintendo Switch. That's how they'll be. And like, they won't care that like it looks worse and it runs worse. And it's actually just better to play it on it, like literally anything else. Like it won't even matter, dude. They'll just be like, oh, it's all on Switch too, so now it's actually good. That's like, that'll be it. Like, that's it. People seem fine with Hogwarts Legacy on Switch. Right? Bro, people are fine with The Witcher 3 on Switch. Which I personally think is an abomination. The way that thing looks and runs. I look at that and I'm like, dude, hell no. There's no way in hell I'd play that. But like, people are fine with it. So, the Nier Automata Switch port actually looks good, by the way. Like, it's actually amazing. It runs 1080p 30, which, you know, 30 FPS for Nier Automata does kind of suck, but like, for what it is, it's not bad. It doesn't look ugly. So, yeah, I mean, you know, I think if people are fine with the way that like The Witcher 3 looks on Switch, like well enough to play it, then I don't even think people are going to complain, dude. I think they're going to be fine with however Final Fantasy VII Rebirth looks on Switch 2, and it'll be blurry and it'll run at like 30 FPS. Maybe if it's able to use like something like the DLSS like stuff for frame rate, then maybe it'll get like to some kind of wonky 60. But yeah, that's all I'm expecting. I buy The Witcher 3 on many platforms because it can sync the save, but I barely play on Switch. Yeah, it's decent on Steam Deck though. It's decent on Steam Deck. The main thing I'm not fine with is the immediate price gouging. Yeah, that's like, I think that was like the big L here. Like that's what like took people down a notch with this for sure. Is that they were like $80? Are you fucking serious? That's where things got complicated. It's not really gouging though if it's adjustment for inflation. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? It's that it's inflation, it's tariffs. I mean, not to excuse video game companies and be like, oh, they're not being greedy, but like, you know, to a certain extent, this is like the failure of leadership throughout the world, right? Like our current like world leaders have been failing us for a really long time, And that's why we have, such terrible inflation. The world economy sucks. And now we have these tariffs. So, kind of is what it is. And yeah, it is corporate greed too. Don't get me wrong. It's multifactorial. It's both of those things, realistically. Corporate greed and a failure in leadership and tariffs. Apparently the Switch 2 is $350 in Japan, really? Chat, is that real? Well, let me see. Wait, fuck, that is real. Wait, that is real. What the fuck? That is real. What the fuck? Now I wonder if importing it is going to be cheaper. Probably not. Probably not. But like, oh fuck. Oh fuck. Hold on. Okay. Listen. This is interesting. For a Japanese only system. Oh my god. Okay. So they actually charge you way less. But if you buy a Japanese only system, then it's only $333. That's what that converts to. So if you're willing to pay games only in Japanese, then you can pay way less. You guys know what that means? I mean, that makes me think that tariffs are like a huge thing for this. I might honestly just buy a Japanese system. Because for me, like, why wouldn't I? I'm learning the language anyways, and I can read enough Japanese to navigate menus and shit. Are the games region locked? That's my only question. Because if the games aren't region locked, then why the hell would I buy a US Switch? I could definitely probably read like most of the Japanese menus like fine. I don't think it'll be region locked because of the Switch 1 retro compatibility. Dude, if that's the case, I'm just going to buy a Japanese Switch. But this also tells me that this has to be the tariffs. It either has to be the tariffs or I don't know. Or they just want to take like a, or they're willing to sell at a loss in Japan? That's the problem. The games could be region locked. The games have to be region locked. But I'm actually fine with the games being region locked, provided that if the games are region locked, I can I have an option to switch them to English, right? Like they have like the audio and text available in them. That wouldn't be too terrible. Yeah, I was going to say their economy hasn't been too strong, which I'm sure is a recent I'm sure is a factor. Yeah, no, that's a huge factor. But I'm actually like willing to bet that's not like a big problem. Like it's not like, I mean, it is a big problem. What am I trying to say? But I'm willing to bet like maybe they're taking a hit like to be able to make it more affordable for Japan. That or it's the tariffs. Like those are the only two things I can think of. You have to import all your games too then, right? No. Because I buy all games digital. I don't buy physical games anymore. So that wouldn't even be an issue for me. Yeah. And like, what if the games are cheaper in Japan too? Like, what if all the games are like $10 less? It feels likely to be the tariffs. Nintendo being that nice is a once in a blue moon thing. Dude, it has to be the tariffs. I don't think we've ever seen that I can recall a price difference by $150 domestic, or I'm sorry, by a price difference of $100 for Japan versus the US. Has that happened before? I don't think I can recall that. There's never been this big of a price difference outside of game bundles? Yeah. Each region, this thing costs something different, and the games cost something different in each region. That's ridiculous. To be fair, the Japanese economy wasn't even great before the tariffs. Yeah. I mean, a big reason that the PS5, it doesn't sell well in Japan also has to do with the fact that it's really expensive there. Like, hold on. So I didn't even know this personally until very recently. But the average Japanese salary is 29 grand a year. And the median salary is closer to 25 grand. So compared to the US, that's a lot lower. Is it net or raw? I don't think it says. Full-time workers in Japan earn a monthly salary of 300,000 yen before taxes. Yeah, it's like 31 grand. So. Yeah. Oops. Let me think. Okay, yeah. So average annual salary in the US right now is like 63,000. Right? So our annual salary is maybe double that of like the average Japanese annual salary. Metroid has resolution and performance mode. I wonder if it's others too. I hope so. I hope that this is the generation where we like finally get that introduced properly. I'm willing to bet that we will. So all of this is to say that, yeah, it kind of makes sense that the price is going to be like this. But yeah, guys, I mean, this is the first console launch that we've seen having to deal with all these things. The rapid inflation. Inflation is just going crazy right now. They also have to deal with the tariffs that are going on. And so there's different pricing happening in each region. But I think this is insane, though, too, because it also shows the greatest degree of disparity that we've ever had for like console pricing in each region. Each region is like something entirely different. The world is absolutely fucked. Switch 2 is $700 in Australia. I'm crying. Is that $700 USD or $700 Australian dollars? Just to be clear. If it's 700 USD, then holy fuck. Yeah, I would like, oh my God, that's crazy. Oh, Australian dollars. Okay. How does that convert to USD? Wait, 700 Australian dollars converts to 441 US dollars? That's actually cheaper. That's like $9 cheaper than the US, bro. You're fine. Why are you crying? It's actually cheaper. Wipe the tears, King. You're fine. You're actually paying less than us in the US. You're paying $10 less. I'm still laughing at how Bravely Default bamboozled everyone. I know. That is like really funny, actually. Okay. I think we're going to call it a stream. If you're on Twitch, we'll raid Frankie. And if you're on YouTube, I will see you guys later. I'll probably turn this stream into a video or something. If you came late or missed it, then you can watch the Reader's Digest version of what just happened.